Hey y'all. I am so happy we are back together. Okay. Let me see what y'all talking about. Hey Sean. Hey Love J. Hey Nika B. Hey Candy. Hey Goddess Anita. Can y'all hear me? Put something in the chat if you can hear me. I just want to make sure. Hey FF. Hey Lena. Hey AW. FF said, I'm so behind on every single show. Child, well, honey, get into it as you get into it, okay? Let me see. Let me make sure y'all can hear me. Cause you know what? Hey Chloe. Hey Crystal. Hey J Dub. J Dub been doing it in these YouTube streets over there with Little Black Book. I see you, J Dub. Hey Tiffany. Hey Mo. Birthday twin. Hey Trina. Okay, so we gotta catch up because y'all know we have not been doing our lives. Hey Tori. Hey JB. We haven't been doing our lives in a minute. Hey Christina. Hey Keisha. Hey Allie. I just want to make sure I speak to everybody that I see. Okay, it's 39 of us on this live. So you know what? We just gonna get into it as we get into it, okay? But yeah, so you know we haven't been talking about our shows. So I wanted to convene so that we can get into it as we get into it because so much has happened. I mean, Darion being Darion, as I like to call him. And then we got Hurricane K over there in Married at First Sight, but they giving very much snooze fest, okay? And I got some tea on that as well. And I mean, it's just a whole lot of shaking going on. I mean, and then we had the Encore, which really, honey, we really could have done without. Okay. The Terror Twins and the whole Terror Squad situation. So we got that over there. And then what's the other show? Previously on Tyler Perry's Sisters. They ain't talking about nothing. Andy talking in a circle, Danny talking in a circle, Karen talking in a circle. Everybody just talking in a circle, child. So what we gonna do is we gonna talk about the shows that y'all want to get into first. But before we do that, let me just say thank you so much for joining me on this live. I really appreciate each and every one of you joining me on a Sunday. I know we have not had a live in a minute. So yeah, we just gotta get reacquainted. So shout out to all my opinionated family, and we gonna get into it today for at least an hour. I enjoyed the encore too, Chloe. I really did. Now, what I didn't enjoy was all that fussing and fighting and all that hooping and hollering, honey. I didn't want to hear all that. Cause I'm like, okay, girl, I thought y'all were gonna give me real nostalgia. I thought y'all was gonna give me boom cat, boom, boom cat. I thought we was gonna get some Lorianne Gibson. But instead, we got Yin and Yang and Keely. Oh, I ain't getting me tripping. Yeah. Keely. I don't want to hear it, girl. Now, Keely tore it up on that stage. When they did the final performance, I ain't gonna lie to y'all. My eyes were immediately drawn to Keely humping that stage. Okay, this wasn't no Cheetah Girl performance. But I must say that they dropped the ball on this season because I feel like we could have gotten so much more zhuzh had they not been fighting all day and night. And Pam wasn't doing nothing but catching the Holy Ghost in her room. Honey, she didn't want to say much because she don't want to go to hell respectfully. So, I mean, what are we gonna do? We needed Diddy. Okay, Diddy should have made them heifers walk to Junior's for some cheesecake, like he did them on Making a Band, child. I bet they wouldn't have did that no more. That'll learn you, child. But it was good though. What you say? I stopped watching Encore after Nivea left. Yeah, because I just, even though Nivea, this is the thing, Nivea didn't really do anything for her to be a person to not watch the show for, but it's the way that she removed herself. It's the reason that she removed herself. And I'm just like, oh my God, y'all ran Nivea out of there. All she wanted was rice cakes. Okay. All she wanted was rice cakes and cosign. And y'all ran her out. Like, what kind of little demon spawns are you? And then they fuss with everybody. And then 2 seconds later, you know, I just really need to be the bigger person. And so we need to go in there. We need to talk to them. We need to get these songs done. Skeletons and talking about the skeletons. Girl, shut up. Okay. Them heavy wigs. I got them cousin it wigs on. Child, I'm done. I cannot be bothered. Hi, KB. We both all over these YouTube streets. Yeah, Kenya, you and KB, y'all be everywhere, honey. Hey, sweet apple. I haven't seen you in a while. Let's see what's going on. Hey, opinionated family. Me too, Taylor. I really did miss the lives. I was like, you know what? I don't care if I'm sleepy, tired, grumpy, dopey, any of the seven dwarfs. We're going to get on this live today. Okay. Because I've been putting it off and putting it off. And then another thing happens and another thing happens. And I'm getting more and more backed up. And we haven't been talking. Oh, and also, if any of you watch The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, I would love to hear your take on Erica and all her crying and snotting and lying and whatnot, allegedly. Okay. Because baby, she definitely lying, and I ain't changing it. She's a lie, and the truth ain't in her, like my grandma would say. Okay, wait a minute. Let's see. Let me see. So, what y'all want to talk about first? Which show would you like to delve into first? Let's see. Hey, Yemi. I hope I'm saying that right. Baby. Yes, we miss talking to you and hearing you speak your speech. Thank you, Dream. Let's see. Okay, wait a minute. I heard somebody just said something about Kai and Jessica fighting in these YouTube streets. Let me tell you something. Kai's a loose cannon. Okay, she can't be trusted. And you know what? Somebody said in my comments, well, why are you blaming Kai? Because she's a bust down, Tatiana. Bust down, Tatiana. I want to see you bust down, allegedly. Like, what are you talking about? You came on this show. You knew that you were placed here as someone who could potentially make Darion see that maybe the grass is a little bit green on the other side, not to sleep with this woman's man. After all of your dates, he was still with someone. So I said what I said, and I ain't changing it. Like, I don't understand what you don't get, what concept you don't grasp. If I go on a dating show, okay, let's just take Eric's date for example. Tanisha, the one that has the YouTube channel. She went on her date. And then she made a whole YouTube, about it. And she talked about her experience being on the show, her experience, not her going to try to take this girl's man. And I told y'all in that first review, when I first saw her and she was like, so you want to get lost with me? Or something she said with them strong features. And I was like, you know what? Honey, you trying to divide and conquer. You cannot be trusted. And let me tell you something. I know women just like Kai. They don't really want him. They might want him a little bit. I'm talking like maybe 1%. But in reality, they just want to conquer so they can make you feel some kind of way. Because I didn't understand why you would sit with your grown self, in your Fashion Nova's finest, and say to this man, are you going to tell her that we slept together? And he said, yeah, I'm going to tell her. Okay, let's call her right now. Girl, what can you gain from calling this woman on three-way? Like, what are y'all going to do by calling this woman and putting her on speaker? You want to humiliate her. It's either that or production is playing us all for a fool. But then, just when I thought, you know what? Maybe I was a little harsh on Kai because maybe he was telling her some things that, we weren't privy to. But I was wrong. And I'm about to show y'all right now. Thank you for the super chat. I'm always ready to rip Darion a new hole. Little boy in a grown man's body. Okay, oh, country, crusty mouth, dusty mouth boy. I hate to hear him speak. When I say hate, like I don't think y'all really understand. There are only two people on television that it's hard for me to listen to. That is Tisha from Love and Marriage Huntsville and Darion and his Alexia. Well, shut up. I just hate it. Oh my God. I just hate it. Like, oh, I hate everything about it. Oh. Okay, now wait a minute. Now I done spoken into your any other night. Honey, singing that old stupid song. Make sure you done spoke Darion unto my recommended. Sick of being lonely has popped up. Child, because he's sick of being lonely. And according to these YouTube streets and all these reviews that his exes are doing, honey, he ain't never lonely. He cheating on every woman he can find. And you know what I realized too? But wait a minute, we got to stick to one thing because y'all know I'll just go everywhere. What I realized too is that he has a type, okay? He likes women that, I don't know, I don't want to say their self-esteem is low, but he likes to prey on people. That's what I'm gathering by watching the exes and listening to them speak and, then watching Alexia, and she probably is the most beautiful thing he's ever dealt with. You know what I'm saying? And then she was about something and she had a professional basketball career and he beat her down till she's a shell of a woman. And now she's sitting with her head hanging low. Girl, if you don't pick your head up, girl, pick your head all the way up. But let me show y'all this though. So people were wondering why I was going so hard on Kai. And then, like I said, I started to rethink it. Oh, they're speaking over on Kamisha Reviews, Jonna. They're speaking on Kamisha Reviews. Okay. So let me tell you something. So I was like, okay, maybe I'm being a little harsh on her, because I don't want to, beat the women down. I don't want to victim blame, but you ain't no victim, heifer. Trashy hooker. Shout out to Nene Leaks. But let me show y'all, child. This is what she had to say. I think so, they're on her page, and talking to her and whatnot. And she asked, what are y'all's thoughts? And then they said, I think he played both of you beautiful ladies. Sex is energy and everyone don't deserve it. Now, mind you, she said beautiful ladies. There was not a disrespectful term used in this statement. This girl responded, I did it because I wanted to. F ya. What kind of crazy heifer says something like that after somebody says both of you are beautiful? It was a transference of energy. Honey, I don't feel bad because I called it. Okay. At first I was like, well, maybe I was questioning myself. I'm like, girl, maybe you are a little bit too harsh. Hold on. Do you need to edit that part out of the review? But then after I saw this, I was like, you know what? I was absolutely right. Honey, I knew it. Okay, but that ain't all, honey, because we're going to get into it as we get into it. Okay, because wait a minute. Because I got to tell y'all. Let me see. Okay, so I'm going to take this one away, and then I'm going to show you what she said next. Wait a minute. Let me get to it. Hold on. I'm going to get to it, and then I'm going to show you what she had to say. Okay, because there were two things that stuck out to me, and these were sent to me by one of my beautiful subscribers. Because, honey, y'all be keeping me in the know. Okay, even if I already know, y'all gonna make sure I know some more. I'm like, I already seen it, I already watched it, and then y'all gonna send it like, what you got to say about this, honey? We need you to speak your speech on this. So wait a minute, let me get the next one. Because see, people be really trying to play me like I don't know what I'm talking about, honey. I know a trash box and a trash can when I see a trash box and a trash can. Ciao. Goodbye. Wait a minute, hold on. Let me get to it. Is it this one? Yes, it is this one. So they said, when she said, what are y'all's thoughts? Wait a minute, I can't see it because it's real small on my screen. Hold on, I'm gonna go over to the next one and I'm gonna read it to y'all. I don't know if they were trying to say I think they were trying to say why did you screw him knowing he was in a relationship? Because I wanted to. He's not married. Now skedaddle. What kind of is this how you respond to people who are saying things to you and asking you questions that you inquired to know? Like you asked, what are their thoughts? And then you tell them, now skedaddle. I did it because I wanted to. F you. Child, a trash can. Honey, I knew it. And the fact that she wanted to call that girl on this FaceTime or whatever she had going on, I was like, okay, you getting real ignorant, child. And they fussing all up and through the YouTube streets. Jessica is a real one because she's defending her friend Alexia, and I appreciate all the judge that she's putting on it. Okay, I don't know why she just dragged her into a conversation that had nothing to do with her. But nonetheless, when we fight, we all fight. It's a whole nuck if you buck situation in the ATL. So, I mean, that's just what's happening. But then Kai responded and she said something about her having peninsula edges, basically they thin or whatnot. And so they going back and forth. And then her sister was going in on Alexia for being with Darion and child. Then I saw another video. Apparently, they're still messing around. They were doing some type of live together. And I'm like, ugh, girl, such a disgrace. And such a waste. Child, who would want to deal with Darion? Girl, it's giving very much desperado. Okay. Ugh. If y'all don't like the chat, y'all worse than Darion and Victor from Family or Fiance put together. Child. Child, not the emotionally abusive and the physically abusive. Child, please like the video. It is 202 of you on this live. Please do not hesitate to stop, like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. And guess what, y'all? We just hit 16,000 subscribers. When I tell y'all I appreciate each and every one of you, I appreciate you if you dislike the video, if you like the video, if you listen to this and say, Misha, girl, you gonna sing if you don't do nothing else, honey. I really ain't in the mood for singing today. And I'm just singing in the background. I appreciate y'all as well. Because now we are at 16,000 subscribers. 16,000 people here to listen to the lady that's behind the custom made image in her likeness. So I appreciate each and every one of you. I just wanted to say that, child. I just wanted to say it. And let me tell you something. I had set a goal for myself to have 10,000 subscribers by let me see, because I got actually started in December and then I got monetized in February. So I said, you know what, by my birthday in September, I want to have 10,000 subscribers. And you guys, exceeded my expectations. 16,000 subscribers and growing. I think it was like 16,300 when I checked last. And I usually don't show my subscriber count on my channel because I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to keep that close to me. But then when the haters, they gon' hate, they start coming out and whatnot. Shout out to 3LW and Keely. Oh, I ain't gonna get me tripping. Yeah. I always have to make fun of Keely, honey. I love to do it. But when I saw that, people were saying and speaking a speech all over me for no apparent reason, honey, telling me I don't need to say moving forward and whatnot, I said, look, you know what? I'm going to show y'all what being yourself gets you. Be who you are. Okay? I don't care what nobody got to say about it. You hear I put that S on the end of gots to say. I mean, be exactly who you are. Be your authentic self because, I could have came over here and gave the zhuzh of it all and, you know, did my reviews just like everybody else. But this is just who I am on a regular basis. Now, there is one subscriber who's actually talked to me on the phone, right? And she said, girl, I can not believe you are actually like this in real life. I said, oh, and is. This is me all day, every day. If you see me at the store, if you see me somewhere and you happen to recognize my voice, you will hear me saying something crazy, probably. I mean, because that's just who I am. I just like to have fun. I'm a very lighthearted person. I'm a very positive person. I don't like negativity. To me, I feel like being negative can go as far as to say, I didn't really appreciate that review. Okay, you're giving me negativity, honey. Don't bring that over here. Because now I'm going to start second guessing myself and what I do. So for any of you that are starting a YouTube channel or have started a YouTube channel like J-Dub, who is doing the damn thing over there, okay, on his channel, I just encourage you to be exactly who you are, be your authentic self. And, honey, your tribe will find you. So I'm just so appreciative of all of you. Okay. I just wanted to say that, honey. When you reach 20K, we should do a celebratory live, Misha. Honey, look, I might put the good wig on and show my face on 20,000. Okay. I just might show my face and be like, hey, girl, hey. You're going to be like, who is this lady? Y'all so used to seeing the avatar. Y'all going to be like, now, why is she showing up? Misha been hacked. Now it's me, child. It's me. Honey, it's just a mess, child. People really want to hate, but child, it's just a side note. Now let's keep going. Okay, so we talked about them. Sean, what you say? Keely and all her broken promise, child. And let me tell you something. I was listening to that, and I said, let me go on back to 3LW and listen to that song. And I'm like, now he was calling her and beeping on the page and she pager and she was calling him on her cell. Like, were cell phones and pagers synonymous at the time? I don't remember. I remember my mama having to go to the payphone when that beeper started beeping. So maybe it's just me. I'm like, who wrote this? Child, I ain't got time to play with them. Yes, honey, the good wig, Jess. I'm like, you know what? I might have to put on my good wig and zhuzh it up on 20K. Yes, ma'am. It's given what needs to be gave. Okay, let's see. Now let's get back into it. The Kais of the world is the reason the Darions prosper. Trash, Kenya. Girl, if you don't speak your speech, yes, ma'am. Because let me tell you something. If they didn't have anybody to cheat with, they wouldn't be able to cheat. I don't know why people don't get that. Honey, if we all close our legs up, okay, we wouldn't have no Darions. He wouldn't be able to get in there, honey. And then we would all be sick of being lonely. But that's neither here nor there. I'm just saying, if we don't give them nobody to do, then it ain't nothing to do. And I was watching the live with Hollywood and what's the girl name? Child, I went blank. Hollywood and Alexia. And you know what? I was thinking when I was watching her, I used to be her. Now listen, you know how you have a relationship and it's time for you to leave, but you want somebody to assure you should stay or give you like even a little bit of an out, like, girl, I mean, it ain't that bad. Or girl, we all have problems. You can't wait to hear that. So you can say, oh, okay, you know what? Maybe it's not that bad. So I was like looking at her live with Hollywood and he was trying to tell her, listen, you don't deserve that. You're beautiful. You're just all that. Okay. And he was pouring into her. And she said, okay, 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 okay. But what do you think about, do you think Kai is wrong too? Like, what do you think about that? Okay, so what do you think? Like, do you think like they really did it? If that happened, do you think like they really did it? And I said, okay, honey, you want him to say, as a man, it's not that bad. But Hollywood was actually a stand-up guy. Let me tell y'all something. When I watched the first season of Put a Ring on It, I actually did like Hollywood. A lot of people didn't like him. And had I been reviewing back then, I would have made it a point to say that I liked him because I can see his heart. You know, he half crazy, child. He be saying all kinds of stuff. He don't know, child. Just be smiling with his little waves and his straight edge up and all this other kind of stuff. But he's actually a stand-up guy. So he was pouring into her. Thank you so much for the super chat, Ernestine. But she really wanted to hear that it's okay to stay. And she was getting mad at the comments and all this other kind of stuff. And I was like, why are you getting upset at the comments? We're all watching this and you're telling us that you're watching it at the same time. But then, did y'all catch the fact that she verbatim repeated what Kai said? And I'm like, were you wearing an earpiece sitting out in that truck that y'all walk from every episode? Or were you waiting in the wings? Or was this a setup that was this something Todd came up with to set us up with the bullshit? Like, what was happening? Because why do you know verbatim? Because I really doubt that Darion went home and said, Alexia, I cheated with Kai. Ugh, I can't stand him. Oh, child, I can't stand him. She ain't tired yet. Not at all. She is not tired yet at all. Alexia wants to win like it's the championship. Yes, she does, child. She really does. And you know what? I was watching it and I said, Todd is that's a line from the Real Housewives of Atlanta, booked and busy. One of Candy's aunts said that Todd was setting them up with some BS or whatever. So it's like one of those classic lines that people who really watch Real Housewives of Atlanta will get the reference. But if you don't watch it, then you wouldn't. But yeah, it's just like a funny line from that show. On did a digital exclusive. Kai messaged her and told her everything before he did. Girl, where is this? Please tell me where I can watch this. Cause I need to see. Not you done DM'd her, but then you arguing with her. Okay, okay. I'm so confused. Darion don't remember what he had for lunch yesterday, let alone what Kai said word for word, Sean. Exactly. Honey, he couldn't keep his lies straight. Child, just ridiculous. Oh, okay, y'all. It is on On's actual page. Oh, child, I'm gonna have to go over there and get into it as we get into it, child. Dr. Nicole is nudging her to go. She looked so proud when Alexia stood up for herself. But honey, she should have been looking like, so why are you still standing here? So Darion is hugging her. Here go Dr. Nicole. You did great. You did the work. You're a blank canvas made with red, blue, and yellow paper. And everybody loves a blank canvas to throw crayons on. And sometimes they use markers, Darion. And you, my dear, are a marker. Shut up, Dr. Nicole. Y'all know I hate them riddles. I hate it. But as she was telling Darion, he did good. I'm like, no, he didn't. He's a scumbag, a manipulator, a liar, and a cheater. You're nothing but a liar, a cheater, a deceiver, heartbreaker. Ciao, goodbye. You ain't nothing but a liar, okay? Heard it all before, but your lies ain't working now. Shout out to Sunshine Anderson. Boy, goodbye. Get gone, honey. Get out right now. Honey, I can come up with so many songs for Darion, but he sure didn't do good, okay? And as she's hugging him, Alexia's still standing there waiting. I said, Alexia, what the hell? Girl, if you don't get lost, honey, I need you to take that basketball walk, bounce your basketball to the truck. Girl, don't stand here waiting on him. Child, oh my goodness. It was the wiping of the tears for me. I said, this girl, those riddles are straight crazy. But I liked when Dr. Nicole said, you have to see it to sweep it under the rug. Where's the offering plate? Yes, she did. Look, she had a good one right there. And when she said that Legos, when immature men want to sabotage something, it's like a child that has Legos and they build it up and then they tear it right back down. Because let me tell y'all something, honey. I done stepped on a few Legos in here. He'll show me something and he'll be like, Mommy, look what I built. And I'm like, oh, okay, I love it. 2 seconds. 2 seconds later, I go in there. I'm like, where is it, baby? I want to take a picture of it. Oh, I broke it. I'm like, oh, okay. So, child, he is definitely like a kid with some Legos. So I appreciated it. Alexia is going back to the condo. It's not on the market and wasn't. And I knew it wasn't. I'm like, y'all keep saying he getting rid of this condo. He's not getting rid of this condo. And let me tell you something. In Houston, condo and apartment are synonymous. So this apartment, he ain't getting rid of nothing. Child, goodbye. I liked Hollywood too, but I didn't think he would make a good husband for Ashley. No, I didn't think he would either. But I think that genuinely he was a good person and he was nice. I like nice people. I just have a thing for them. I mean, sometimes I choose violence, but I'm genuinely nice. Like if you talk to me, then I'm a nice person and I like nice people in return. So I could see that in Hollywood. I couldn't watch that interview between her and Hollywood. Alexia was still being her dumb self. Miss Shawn, now she was. Okay, she kept on, just trying to act like it wasn't happening. If that happened, I'm like, girl, please stop saying that. Please stop saying that. It just sounds so silly. Just stop it. Stop it already. It happened. We saw it. Like, I'm not understanding what, like, when she kept saying it, I'm like, okay, now she done Jedi mind tricked me. So I'm watching Friday, like I'm getting ready to hear Darion say, now, why would you make up a lie like that to hurt Alexia? I'm thinking he's going to say something like that. When in turn, he was like, I was thinking about her the whole time. So you were thinking about her the entire time you were having sex with her, not once, but twice. And then I noticed something else that y'all put in the comments. Y'all said that the timeline wasn't timelining. Because if they had sex after the fourth date, then why would she be upset that he ghosted her for 10 days? And then she said she spent the night twice at the condo. So, yeah. I'm thinking they had sex after that second date when she hopped in that truck. Honey, let me tell you something. Look, let me just tell you something. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's because I've dealt with so many scum buckets that I can just tell when something is not right. But the way she hopped in that truck, I said, oh, she been in that truck before, honey. And it was not while they were on camera. She was too comfortable, honey. She looked like, you know how you reach underneath the seat and you scoot it forward, honey? She knew what a little handle was. Now, people who ain't never been in a car, we got to kind of struggle with that little handle trying to figure out, where it's at so we can slide it up. Honey, she got in there like she knew what that handle under the seat was. She got in there like she had left her eyeliner, liquid that is. Okay, all of that. And I was looking at that interaction and I said, not the leaning in. Because let me tell you something, when I give me a good man, I always like to lean in while he driving and kind of like rub the back of his head, because he's mine. Yeah, me, I had him once, but I got him all the time. See how toxic and crazy that sounds? Up here singing about having him one time. That's ignorance. Shout out to Moke and Steph. But anywho, when I get me a man, I like to lean over and I like to, rub his head. And she was giving a lean over, rub his head type situation. And I said, oh, they in a full-on relationship. But honey, I didn't want to speak because I didn't know if that was real. But I did say in my review that they looked comfortable. Okay. So I was like, some ain't adding up. And when she said, you were telling me this and telling me this and telling me that, child, all up in the condo, telling her that the condo was hers and his. Now that's when I would have cussed her out because Alexia was like, he slept with her in my bed. And I'm like, okay. But he just told her that it was theirs. So it's hers. Whose name is on the lease, honey? Because it's probably a lease. Child, somebody get rid of the condo. Child, go down there and pay your reletting fee and telling people let you out this lease. I'm not going to be able to pay for the lease because Alexia. Shut up. I can't stand him. I can't stand him. I couldn't do interviews under a gag order because I know I would have spilled the tea. Only so many words I can use to call someone trash without calling them trash and giving away the entire message. Let's be clear. Listen to me. That's why I can't do no interview because I just have so much respect for the interviewers. They're so classy. Okay, classy based, asking all the right questions. Now, see, I love a Funky Dineva interview. Because, honey, he going to give them to a straight no chaser. He going to ask the questions that the people want to know. He going to answer his cell phone. Child, he be smacking, eating, all kind of stuff. That's my kind of interview. Now, the real, fancy-based interviewers with the poise and the Wendy Osefo type stance, honey, I can't do that. Because the first thing I'm gonna ask Alexia when she get on there with me, honey, as we get into it, I'm gonna say, listen, Alexia, on here we speak our speech, okay? I'm gonna need you to say exactly what it is that's happening, honey. Don't be hemming and hawing, because you gonna lie if you don't do nothing else. Man, I can't say that as you can't say that to the people. So, honey, I just wouldn't be able to do it. And I'm also gonna ask her, how could you hunch Darion and he look like his breast thing? And then I've been and got the whole screen. I've been and went black, and child, she been and hung up. So it's just best that I just stick to my reviews. Okay. Once I get my, my poise about me, then maybe I can interview a person. But for right now, I need people that know that I'm gonna act how I'm gonna act. Like Jacob. He knew I was gonna act how I'm gonna act because he loves my foolishness. But Lifetime, they blocked my greatness. So I was unable to interview him. In case y'all were wondering whatever happened to that interview, I was unable to interview him because it's a lot of red tape. You got to go through Lifetime. They have to approve it. And, my channel is just not giving the zhuzh that needs to be gave in order for them to say, give me the green light. They wouldn't give it to me. Okay. So I'm just saying. I'm trying to figure out, how can you be in a relationship for 14 years on and off? Either you're in a relationship or you're not. Sherry. Apparently, this is his MO, because I was watching Kamisha reviews, and y'all can go and check her out. And she did an interview with one of his exes, and she said she was in a relationship with him for 12 years on and off. So, I mean, like, how you got all these years? And what is on and off? Because after about one day of being with him and that voice, I would have had to go. Exit, stage left. Chloe said, girl, that's why I can't interview these people. Listen, Chloe, but see, I feel like you would be able to say, to them, hey, I feel like you'll be able to get across what you're trying to say and still be serious. I cannot be serious. Y'all know I laugh at my own jokes. Okay. I'm gonna be serious. The most serious review that I've ever done is the one that I just did for Family or Fiance. Okay. I put my teacher voice on and everything. I was preaching to the girls because I've been there. But if you give me something else to talk about, I'm gonna think about your hairline. I'm gonna think about that wig. I'm gonna think about those shoes, that shirt. I'm gonna be giving very much class clown. So I I can't do it. I just can't do it, honey. They don't want nothing to do with me. On and off babies be made, honey. Listen, better ask some of them celebrities with all those break babies. Wait a minute, not R.I.P. Jacob. What that mean? Child, not rest in peace, honey. You weren't vanilla enough for Lifetime. Take it as a compliment, honey, and is FF, okay? Because you are absolutely right. And see, Jacob was my people because he already knew that he wanted to get into it as he get into it. Because he know over here with the opinionators, he knows that we had his back against old flat face Haley. He understood the assignment. He didn't take offense to anything I said. He was just ready to get into the mess, and I appreciated it. But apparently, that after them looking at my channel and whatnot, they were like, "Girl, not you calling Dr. Pepper Master P. Oh no, we're not gonna be able to do it, but thank you." Don't call us, we'll call you. Child, goodbye, honey. If you don't want it, then don't take it. If you don't want me, then don't talk to me. Child, y'all know I'm crazy. Honey, I had to catch up with y'all. So y'all know I'm gonna be giving y'all songs every 2 seconds and laughing at my jokes. Cause y'all know that we have not been together in a while. So we gotta keep up, we gotta catch up with each other. And why were people saying he's married already? Is there any truth to that? Pisces Girl 83. There is definitely some truth to it. They pulled up the Fulton County marriage records or whatever because, when you get married to somebody, it's public record and they got it pulled up. Now, that was one thing. Well, I'm just going to say allegedly because I don't know if it's for certain. But Alexia kept saying on the live with Hollywood, she kept saying, well, did you see that about the marriage? You think that's true? Like, do you think that part is true? And I was just like, oh man, I really feel for her. Okay. I feel for her. I want to hug her. I want to be her friend because I know what she's going through. She wants someone to give her a reason to stay. She wants someone to tell her that's not true. He wouldn't do that to you. She just wants that. And I felt really bad watching her. So I'm like, you know what? Child, don't worry about it, honey. He can kick rocks. Folks be spilling all the tea. I can't control them. Ready to love, child. They sure do. Yes, Peach Blossoms. I call Dr. Pepper Master P. That's because I can't be trusted. Honey, I be trying so hard. And then I call Dr. Viviana like a heifer or something. And I said she had on this tight fashion over dress. Honey, they don't want nothing to do with me. Okay, they're like, girl, look. Now, you can say what you want to say about Chris and his hips, walking down the highway, walking like a bad bitch. Okay. And, say whatever you want to say about BMW, but now you're getting on the experts, so we're gonna have to do a hard pass. But let me tell y'all this: I ain't gonna stop, can't stop, won't stop. Okay, and I'm gonna keep on speaking my speech because y'all need to be called to the carpet. Okay, because oftentimes the experts are not matching the way the experts need to be matched. Now let's transition moving forward. For those people who hate moving forward, I'm gonna use it even more. So let's move on into Married at First Sight, child. Listen, I'm confused. I'm befuddled, honey. I don't know. I don't know who is who. And I don't know who's gonna make it and who's not. Because just when I thought that Johnny and Bao had a love story to end all love stories, and I was gonna write a whole synopsis on it, here he come on Unfiltered talking about when he kissed her, it was like a platonic kiss and it was like kissing his sister. Johnny, no. Let me tell y'all something. When I got sent that, I said, what in the world? Not it felt like you kissing your sister. But then I said, you know what? I'm gonna give him a pass on it. I had to sit back and marinate on it. The reason why he probably felt that way it's because bow is stiff. Bum bum ba dum ba da bow 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 bum bum ba dum ba da dun dun. Shout out to Hurricane Chris. Every time I see Bow on the screen, I always sing that song. Just so y'all know, honey. It's just a side note. So if you're watching Bow and you see her, I always sing that because I just feel like he's saying her name in that song. Halle Berry, Halle Berry. But anyway, back to what I was saying. So Johnny was saying it felt like he was kissing his sister. And I'm like, Johnny, why would you say that? Like, what is wrong with you? Child, I'm gonna have to speak directly to Johnny. And y'all know I will. Honey, Johnny, I'm speaking directly to you, honey. Why would you say that? Now you think she gonna move that body pillow when you saying she feels like you're kissing your sister? Child, it's the ignorance for me. Honey. Yes, J-Dub, Bow is a cold fish. She is. And I mean, I'm just hoping it was a slip of the tongue. But I don't know, because Johnny was looking different in that light. He seems real endearing um, when he's on the show. But when I watched him on Unfiltered, he kind of had his shirt unbuttoned a little bit. I'm like, okay, so this is the ladies' man that Bao was talking about. All right, Johnny, honey, I'm watching you because I'm not afraid to jump ship. If you ain't acting right, I'm going to have to go on and speak my speech all over you and move on to the next person that I like. The only person that stood fast in me liking them through an entire season was Jacob. Now, he did have on them Saved by the Bell shorts, and, he did do some foolery up and through. But for the most part, he was solid. He was him all the way from the beginning to the end. Child. Okay, Alyssa, this is what he said. He said when he kissed her at the wedding, or even at the reception, I'm assuming, it felt like he was kissing his sister. It felt very platonic. Now, I don't know how many kisses they shared, honey, because Bao got in that bed, child, dressed completely all the way up, and I'm surprised she didn't have a turtleneck on. I'm like, oh, Bao. Baby Bao got on a full-on turtleneck, ready to go to sleep. Good night, honey. And speaking of good night, did y'all see how Ryan got in that bed completely shirtless and Brett got in the bed in her little Coles pajamas? I said, oh, okay, it's going to be a problem, honey. I think, I don't know. At first, I was like, Ryan, he really loves family, and I think he's a family-oriented guy, and maybe, but then I looked at him on the last episode, and I'm like, Brett, he's just not that into you, because how many times can you talk about red hair when it's a dye? It is a dye, honey. It's not real. Okay? I'm not sure what a real hair color is, but that's not it. So, I mean, I'm not understanding what's happening. But I was informed that I needed to continue watching the season. Now, one of the cast members DM'd me, because, we friends and all that. Houston, H-Town, stay down. So they DM'd me and said that I needed to keep watching the season because what I'm saying in my review, as far as last review, is not exactly what it seems. So just keep watching and I'm going to get the real tea. And I said, oh, okay. Well, honey, I'm going to get into it as I get into it because I don't know which couple I should root for and which couple I shouldn't. But based on my assessments of that boring episode we had on Wednesday, that person told me, you're absolutely wrong about me. I'm not going to tell y'all if it was a male or a female because then I'll give the whole thing away. But that person said, you're absolutely wrong about me. And I want you to keep watching the season. And honey, then they put some kind of little emoji, honey. I was like, oh, child. Not you coming for me in the DMs. Okay, moving forward. These couples this season just not doing it for me. Alexandra is it's not giving what needs to be gave. I ain't gonna take it from you. It's really not giving what needs to be great. It's not. I mean, I don't know what it is. I'm not sure if it's because of the way that we were so heightened last season and how it was so much drama each and every episode, like from episode 1 all the way to the end. Child, Chris took us all the way to season 13. Honey, he was still talking, and season 13 casting special was airing. So maybe it's because we're so used to the foolishness that when we get over here and it's just Bao doesn't want to be touched and Myrla wants red bottoms to cook eggs in, it's not the same. So we're looking like, where's the judge, honey? What is happening? Probably Michaela. It was definitely Michaela. Nope. Agreed. Who y'all think it is? Not Michaela, child. I'm not sure Jose and Rachel will make it. I'm not either. And Jose be Jose and whatnot. I'm not gonna put a stigma on Jose. I'm not gonna give him a label because let me tell y'all something. When I did that last season for Ryan, which I mean, I said what I said and I wasn't changing it. People start coming for me saying, "Oh, child, the DMs were lit up. Why are you assuming anything about his sexuality? You don't know him. I mean, if we could see you, we'd probably assume a few things about you as well." Okay, Karen, moving forward. Girl, goodbye, honey. Girl, gone. Gone, wig. Gone, honey. I'm going to say what I want to say when I want to say it. Honey, everybody else is saying it. Everybody else is thinking it. I'm just going to say it. But I said, you know what? This season, I'm going to give a different approach. I'm just going to take the approach of wait and see because I don't know what's going to happen. So let's just wait. Okay. Okay, let me see. Unpopular opinion. I don't hate Myrla. I don't hate Myrla either. I think she's a whiner and a complainer. One thing about me, I don't like no whole bunch of complaining. I don't like that. But what I will say is, I am not going to lie and say that I'm not like Myrla when it comes to my accommodations. Where I stay is a part of the trip. Now, I understand that this was paid for by Lifetime, and so the budget might not have been budgeting, honey. I don't know what happened. But I don't want to stay in that timeshare. I'm sorry. I don't want to stay in that timeshare. I just don't want to do it. Now, I know that there could have been other places you could have put them up in. Like, this is what you choose, but it's the way that she goes about it. Like, I mean, she's complaining from oh my God, we're in Coach. Oh my God. Oh, my eyelashes are so heavy. Oh my gosh, I'm sleepy. Are you wearing that? Oh, I can't even see the water. Oh, the neighbors are too close. Oh my, well, honey, they're not gonna hear no sex noises. So why are you worried about the neighbors being close? Like, I'm not understanding. You won't even let the man kiss you. So y'all definitely won't be singing, I bet the neighbors know my name, the way you're screaming, scratching, yelling. Shout out to Trey Songz. Honey, you are not Trigger Trey, so you're going to be fine, okay? The neighbors can be close to you. It's okay, Myrla. It's fine, okay? Child, get a grip. But I think it's because she complains so much, people just can't stand it. They're like, girl, shut up. But another thing, too, I don't know if Gil is frugal or if he's cheap, because there's a difference. Now, frugal would be, we're going to go on a trip and I might not get this, I might not pay for this excursion because I just feel like it's a waste of money. But cheap is I ain't never going nowhere. I ain't never buying nothing. I don't want to move. I want to stay in an apartment for the rest of my life. I don't want a new car because the one from 1997 is still moving. I don't want to get a new muffler. The muffler's just fine. Like nothing. You're cheap. You go out, you don't want to tip. That's cheap. But being frugal is like, you're using Groupon for a Sam's Club membership. I mean, because the Sam's Club membership is $10 on Groupon. So, I mean, there's a huge difference. So I don't know if they're saying he's cheap and he's really frugal, or if he's frugal and they're saying he's cheap. Honey, I don't know. I'm curious to see how Jose is after they get intimate, honey, because he already talking about, I don't want to say no because it might not be masculine. Okay, Jose, now, honey, now that ain't making no sense now. What man sits up and says, I don't want to say this because I don't think it's going to be masculine? That doesn't make any sense to me. Okay. I'm like Myrla because I like things in quality of life that I work hard for. I think it's going to be hard if he tries to change that. Let's be clear. I think it's going to be very hard. But it's just the snotty way that she holds her nose up in the air and looks down on others. I feel like it's a whole, oh, ew. Like even when she said to the bridesmaids and the makeup artist, Don't do my makeup like theirs. I don't, those eyebrows, no, I don't like that. I do not want what they have. Like, it's a way you say it. Because if I would have came to the timeshare, honey, I would have been like, oh, a timeshare. Okay, so there's that, honey, because y'all know I got a slick mouth. But I would have just looked at it and tried to find the judge. Now, who did find the judge of it all was Rachel. She was putting way too much stank on it. Rachel was like, oh my God, I've never been in a honeymoon suite. I've never been in a room this big. Girl, it is a standard double bed with roses everywhere. You're fine, honey. You've been in a place like this before. I can almost guarantee you. Girl, I'm like, not you ain't been in a honeymoon suite. Why would you be in a honeymoon suite when you've never been on a honeymoon? Child, y'all just say anything, child. I ain't got time. Misha, I feel like I'm listening to my own thoughts when I listen to you speak. Same sense of humor and everything. Inside eye, everything you side eye and praise everything you praise. Honey, because, we be thinking alike. Child, y'all my people. So, we get into it as we get into it, Jess. Myrla's pajamas are far too ugly and cheap looking for her to be so snobby. And child, not the recycled ones. I said, you don't put these same flannel pajamas back on? Girl, okay, honey, y'all didn't take no bath after that wedding. Y'all ain't took no bath after this flight. I don't know if they editing out the bath of it all or what. But honey, I would love to hear someone say, well, I'm going to jump in the shower. And then I would love to hear someone say, oh, well, let me jump in the shower with you. Now, that's the judge that we need, okay? Honey, because I'd be like, oh, not they getting into it as they getting into it. Okay, and then what happened? Because I'm just nosy like that. Are you going to do a maths awards for this season so I can put on my best wig? Shakira, look, I'm not going to say if I am and I'm not going to say if I'm not, because last time I did that, Lifetime had an impromptu, random episode of an awards ceremony. Child, they ain't never did before. Child, so, we'll just get into it as we get into it, and I'll let you guys know on my community page. That was a standard 3-star at La Quinta. Child, I don't even know if it was 3-star. I don't let me tell you something. This is how I judge why I'm a people always make fun of me for this. But if I don't feel like I can put my bare feet on the floor, I'm not sleeping there. I have a thing about the way the carpet and everything looks. Like if I don't want to put my feet on the floor, if I don't want to walk in the bathroom without putting on some slippers or something, I ain't gonna be able to do it. Okay. I don't like beds that look like they have itchy sheets and scratchy covers. You remember the covers from the 80s, and they used to have those little lint balls on them underneath when you would get under the cover. Like all those little balls used to be rolled up under there. Like when you stayed at a vacation spot when you were younger and your parents really couldn't afford to give you the zhuzh that you deserved. Child, if he's got some scratchy and itchy and scratchy covers and I can't put my feet on the floor, I'm not staying, honey. I'm not going. Honey, y'all can say whatever y'all want to say. Moving forward. Miller's brother threatening Gil, boy, bye. He ain't gonna bust a grape. Listen to me, Danielle. When I heard him, I said, wait a minute. First of all, I hollered out loud. And you know what I said I was going to do, y'all? Because see, I be so focused on the show when I'm watching it because I'm trying to write down all the details. And I write shorthand. So I actually have to remember what it is that I'm looking at when I'm looking at my notes. But I said what I was going to do is start being more interactive on my TikTok as it relates to my YouTube. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually screen record the show as it's playing, and I'm going to be speaking my speech in the background. Okay, because I be having to say some things while they're going. And sometimes I forget it when I do my reviews, but it's so much I want to say in those moments, but I don't get to put it in my reviews. But I was definitely thinking the same thing. I'm like, boy, look at you. Not he gonna have to deal with your bad side. Oh, what you gonna give him a good tongue lashing? Because honey, you ain't gonna do nothing else. Boy, goodbye. Boy, gone, honey. One thing Misha gonna require is you take a bath. Baby, listen, that's why I love Johnny. I'm like, Johnny, me and you, we could be something. Because honey, you got to bathe for me. And I mean, you got to. Even when we were in quarantine, my son would be like, we didn't go outside. I don't give a damn. You need to take a bath. You need to take a bath, honey. We're not going to be able to do that. Myrla was complaining to Gil like he paid for everything. She needs to review her contract. Enlighten Hugh, honey. Somebody tell her again. Honey, speak your speech one more time for the people in the back. Like, why? It's paid for. It's an all expense pay. I mean, I don't know how many expenses was paid looking at it. But I mean, everybody else was happy. So just, girl, get in there and stretch out, like my grandmother used to say. Girl, go on, get in there and stretch out. It's gonna be okay. Child, it's ridiculous. Hey Phil, thank you for the super chat. Hey girl, hey, Miller had on Walmart pajamas talking about she stays at four-star hotels. Sis ain't even packed two pair of pajamas. Myrla is a clown. Ooh, child, moving forward. Child, yes, she is, honey. I said this girl got on them same recycled pajamas. And let me tell you something, if I see them again next episode, I'm gonna have to speak directly to her. And I would hate to speak directly to her because I'm really trying to give her the benefit of the doubt, even though she's a complainer and a whiner. But I'm like, you know what? Maybe we gonna see why a little later. But girl, change your clothes and your undergarments. Charlotte's giving very much I ain't took no bath. They only act all promiscuous and extra racy in front of the cameras on the Bachelor franchise shows, not on any of these Lifetime slash own shows. Yeah, that's true. I mean, I wish they would though, because it would give it a little bit more judge. I mean, go on, get into it, honey. We know y'all doing something. Cause I definitely know that Michaela and Zach were getting into it. Child, he woke up with his shirt off and laying on the edge of the bed. Child, the woman was all over him. He couldn't even get a good sleep. I said, oh, child. Michaela said she gonna get it in if she don't do nothing else, honey. All these people need counseling. Yes, they do. And real bona fide certified counseling. Not no mess like what they be doing on own. Child, I'm like, what is this? Yes, I'm particular about the hotels I stay in as well. I had a horrible experience at a hotel in New Orleans while on spring break in college. I've been acting funny about hotel. Let me tell you something. I don't mean to, insult anyone from New Orleans. But every time I've gone to New Orleans, I have had the nastiest hotel room. I don't know what it is. I'm not sure what's happening. I just was not sure, but I had a very poor experience there. So now I try to stay not in New Orleans. Like where are the families living? Like I want to go to a hotel there because I think what I was doing is I was trying to experience like Canal Street and Bourbon Street and the touristy areas and those hotels besides I think like the Ritz Carlton or something else. It was giving me I can't put my feet on the floor. So I was like, you know what? I ain't got time for that. Oh, but y'all listen, I just want to remind you, I don't know why this just popped up into my head. I would like for you all to subscribe to my second channel. You know, I know some people were like, well, you don't even have enough subscribers to have. I said, girl, look, I have 16,000 people that love me. I don't want to lose y'all. Okay. Not even for a second. So if they come with the foolishness, I want to be able to say, hey, meet me on the other side. So I would like for you all to subscribe to that channel. And another thing too, I'm going to be uploading a story time over there. Probably when we get off this live, because I'm gonna get off this live at 5:30. So when we get off the live, I'm gonna do a video for that channel. It's gonna be totally different. Okay, it's not gonna just be what it is over here where you just see the image and the mouth moving or whatever. I'm gonna make it a whole entire experience. I've been using the creative side of my mind, so we're gonna get into it on that other channel. Okay, it's gonna be some real life fatal attraction ID channel type. We're gonna get into it. Okay, so if you have anything that you or a story you would like for me to tell, I'm gonna put this in the chat. As a matter of fact, you know what? Let me just do this. I am going to you can email me. Let me just do this. You can email me your story and I will put the zhuzh on it that needs to be gave, okay? And I will make sure that I do not reveal at any time who you are. Okay. Just email me at mishatels@gmail.com if you want to tell a story, but you don't really want to tell the story. I'm ready to see what this Hurricane K is talking about. Howard, listen, I don't know exactly why she's going off, but I don't want to blame Zach for doing something he didn't have any business doing, but she was highly upset. Now, I don't know if she's one of those people that gets upset and then she needs a minute to calm down. And if you don't give her a minute to calm down, she explodes. So I was thinking maybe that's it. Maybe it's her getting upset because she wanted them to give her a second and they wouldn't give her a second. I don't know what it is, honey, but she was slamming that door and kicking it. And I'm like, oh my gosh, please don't show us in this light. I don't like that. We can't get no foolery from, other races. Like, why every consecutive season it's got to be a black person going crazy? China, it's starting to look like something now, Lifetime, honey, allegedly. Child, like, what is happening? Thank you for the super chat. Hey, girl. Hey, 93. I'm excited, especially because I love some Law and Order SVU. Listen, I'm going to tell, look, the first story, because let me get y'all revved up. Okay. The first story time that I'm going to tell y'all is about the time I got kidnapped by my own spouse. Honey, it is a true story. Child, I done been through some things, child. Okay. I done been through some things. And I was just thinking, like, what story do I want to start with? And I said, you know what? Let me just start with the kidnapping of it all. It was a fool. Honey, y'all will never guess how that story ended. Well, I mean, I'm here, so I mean, you kind of know how the story ended, but you will never guess how the story unfolded. That's what I want to say. Okay, so yes, Joy B, kidnapped. Honey, I can't make this stuff up. I cannot make this stuff up. And you know what? It was by a spouse that I was trying to leave. Honey, it's just a whole thing. And I don't want to tell y'all right now because I want to get into it over there. So I'm gonna tell y'all about it. Honey, oh child. Honey, it was a mess. Lifetime knew Michaela was the only one. Oh, Lifetime knew Michaela was the one when they heard Hurricane K. They sure did. They were like, oh, you know what? Let's choose her. But I'm trying to figure out why they chose the rest of them though. Because it seems like Michaela gonna be the only one getting into it like that because she was yelling about him leaving and then he ran away. And I hope he's not a runner. Because it seems like Zach might be one of those people when it gets too hot in the kitchen, he gets the hell on. So he might be one of those. And I'm hoping he's not because I mean, marriage is kind of for better or for worse, or at least until decision day. Honey, you got to stick around. Child, and please don't come on decision day. Everybody saying yes, because I already predicted last season that y'all wasn't going to do no lasting. Okay. And the only person that's hanging on is Vincent and Brianna. And child, okay. I'm gonna keep it to myself, child. But they the only ones hanging on. And that's all I'm gonna say on that. Okay, let me give you the link for the other channel. Hold on, let me get it for you. So y'all can get into it over there, child, because it's gonna be a whole lot going on. Give me just 1 second. Let's see. Okay, why did I do that? Hold on just a second. Let me get the link for the other channel so y'all can go over there and check it out. Okay. And I'm back. I'm gonna post it here in the chat. Okay, so there it is. I posted it in the chat so that you can go over there and subscribe for me. And it's definitely, I'm going to put it in there like more than once. And it's definitely going to be totally different from this channel, a whole nother vibe, a whole nother everything. So I'm going to actually change the background of it, but I just did that just so I could put the channel up because it looks exactly like the one that I have for my reviews. So don't fret when you see that. I'm going to change it so that you can decipher between the two so that you're not over there looking like, no, this heifer done stop doing reviews. She gonna lie if she don't do nothing. She done changed to a Storytime channel. So no, I don't want you to think that it's over there. And I want you to come over here for the reviews and go over there for the foolishness. Okay, so we're gonna get into it, y'all. Thank you, everybody who just subscribed. I really appreciate y'all. Okay, wait a minute. Hold on. Okay, look. Okay, Alexandra said, why they choose Ryan is the question. Let me tell y'all something. Ryan don't play no games, honey. You ain't gonna say whatever you want to say about Ryan and think he ain't gonna get into it as he get into it, honey, because baby, Ryan checked me one good time. Ryan told me, Misha, I ain't gonna do it. And let me tell y'all something about Ryan. I've actually met him. He's actually a nice guy. He's just spacey. Okay. I have actually met him because I used to work in oil and gas. And I knew his face looked familiar, but I was like, it was so long ago. And I was just like, that guy kind of looks familiar. But I didn't put oil and gas with him. But then when I saw him dancing with Brett and he was talking to her and he said he worked in oil and gas, I said, I knew that man from somewhere. Now, I didn't have an interaction with him like we're going to go shoot pool and drink beer. Not like that. But I did have a nice, hello, how are you? Per my last email, that type of conversation. And he's actually a pretty nice guy. Now, what I think is happening with him on this season is that he's mourning the loss of his friend. And I think he's trying to fill a void. I think he's trying to find happy. That's what I think. I think he's really trying to find a way to get happy. So he felt like, let me just go get married. Maybe that'll make me happy. But then it's not looking like, okay, let me make asparagus and salmon and get on the show. It's not happening. Let me make cheesecakes and watch The Notebook. It ain't happening. So I feel like I feel like he's just doing that just to do it, is what I'm trying to say. Misha, you always cut off what you were about to say about Brianna and Vincent. Go ahead and speak your speech. You think they want big body beans? Listen to me. I wasn't gonna say it, honey, but since you said it, okay, I'm just gonna co-sign whatever it is that you said. Because if you said it and you speak in your speech and you said what you said and you ain't changing it, then I'll just go with that, honey, because that's exactly how I feel. Okay. And I just don't want to seem like I don't buy it. I'm sorry, I don't buy it. I don't buy it at all. I think they want to be that couple. It's not happening for me. Now, for me personally, it's not happening. Cause I don't buy that. I'm like, child, y'all just want fame and attention. Honey, y'all done try to start a whole YouTube channel talking about nothing. Child, goodbye. Thank you for the super sticker, sweet apple. I'm like, it's just not giving me nothing. Okay. I'm just saying. Thank you, Thea. Sending greetings from Spain. Love your channel. Thank you so much. Yeah, I just think it's a facade. And that's how I feel. So I mean, when I see them, I'm just like, okay. You know how you can just look at a couple and you get some feels? I don't get the feels. I don't get nothing. I'm like, what is happening? Thank you for the super sticker, child. I hope I'm saying your name right. Am I saying it right, or is it? Can you give me some phonetics in the chat so I make sure I'm pronouncing it correctly? Cause they damn sure ain't talking about nothing. You right on that. CB, honey. Okay. I be knowing, honey. If I don't know nothing else, I'm gonna dissect the person. Honey, they don't be talking about nothing. I'm like, no, what is going on? Thank you, Candy. Who is paying for Vincent's suits and all their photo shoots? Bum, 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 bum. It's a photo shoot. I don't know, Monique. I have no earthly idea, honey. I try not to even look at them because I'm not too fond of you talking about these braids. I wasn't too fond about you cutting that braid. I wasn't too fond about your tantrums. I'm not too fond of you on couples cam. It's giving very much rehearsed. I just don't like it. I don't like it. And I honestly feel like they want to be Woody and Imani, or they want to be what's the couple from Love is Blind? Lauren and I can't remember his name. Y'all know who I'm talking about. And speaking of, I still need to do my review for the Love is Blind reunion. I still need to put that up. But anyway, I just feel like they want to be that couple, but it's not giving me that. You have to actually have something about you that makes people drawn to you, and I just don't get it. I really don't. Thank you, Sunshine and Flowers, for the super chat. I fast forwarded past several commercials. I'm sorry. It's a lot of commercials on there. Child, let me go back over here, honey. They be trying to do it in. Hold on, give me a second, child. Because y'all know I don't like to. Let me just, let me go over here and get into it as I get into it. Give me just a second, y'all. I ain't know they was going to bombard y'all with 50 million different commercials. But we're going to get into that. I'm going to fix it right now. Okay. I turned them off. I turned the ads off so that y'all can actually come on in the room. And then when y'all get in here and after we given all that we gonna give, then I'll get off and I'll adjust it accordingly. Okay. So you better leave them commercials alone. No, I took them off because this is a live. I don't feel like you have to cipher through 40 different ads to get to the live. Now after, honey, after we're gonna put those ads right on back on there. But I'm gonna make sure it's not a million of them. I think Gil knew he wasn't gonna bust a grape, honey. Because did you see how Gil looked at him? Sure, buddy. Sure. Child, please. Gil ain't a bit more worried about him than the man in the moon. Like, boy, go on, speak your speech somewhere else. Boy, gone. Don't worry about it, Gil. I said it for you. Boy, gone. What show we talking about? We're talking about Married at First Sight. We already talked about put a ring on it. We need to scoot on over to Love and Marriage Huntsville. Misha, I would have to agree. There isn't a black woman I've ever met that would marry me after I cut her hair, whether it was her hair or not. Sean, that's all I'm saying. Like, where does that make any sense? That wasn't cute. It wasn't a, oh my God, he's so silly. And everybody's like, it's fake hair. I don't care what it is. Don't touch it. Oh, child. I thought they weren't going to mesh well at all. She seemed too over the top for him, but he did seem to kind of match her energy. Energy. Are we talking about Zach and Michaela? Hey, Misha, I just got home and saw y'all on live and wanted to drop in and say, hey, girl, hey, congrats on 16,000. Thank you. Thank you, Shelby. Vincent was being passive aggressive and was, okay? And that's why I just can't get with them as a couple. I don't care if they bought a house or not. People are like, well, they bought a house. Okay. People buy houses every day, B. What does that mean? I mean, we can get rid of a house. It's fine. Honey, there are 425 of you just passing through. Honey, just to see what we talking about. We ain't talking about nothing, just all things TV, just trying to catch up with each other and loving on each other on this good Sunday as an opinionated family. If you have not yet subscribed to the channel, or if you feel like you want to do something nice for somebody, go ahead and like the video, subscribe to it for me, please. And if you don't want to, that's fine too, child. I ain't gonna twist your arm. Wait, we still don't like Karen? Honey, I don't know. The people are saying they don't. They saying they don't like it. Child, they want to like it. They want to can, but they cannot. Hi, I was busy with something while you were talking. What's the name of the new channel? Hold on, let me put it in there. It's called Let Misha Tell It. Okay, I just put it in the chat. Trina, girl, you better speak your speech. You better speak your speech, honey. Yes, ma'am. Woo, I'm still recovering from Family or Fiance recent episode. Ruthie, I'm still recovering. I was not expecting that. And you know what? I don't understand. I don't know. I just don't feel like OWN handled it with care. First of all, when the episode first started, they should have put some type of disclaimer, some kind of trigger warning. There are some ladies or gentlemen, because I don't want to just say that abuse is one sided. Men are abused as well as women. There are some men and women that are still going through these challenges. So, what would have been the responsible thing to do, knowing that you already taped the show and all, is that you should have just put a disclaimer and said, listen, this could be contains sensitive subject matter. And if you don't want to watch this, then maybe you shouldn't watch it because it's a triggering subject. That's why I just put that as the title of my thumbnail. Trigger warning. Honey, I don't want you getting on there and then get mad at me. Like, why you didn't tell me? And now you crying all day and night because you're going through something that you don't want anyone to know you're going through. I've been there. Child, I could be watching something and not understanding that it's going to take me into an emotional place I wasn't ready for. So I feel like OWN didn't handle that right. I don't think that Dr. Tracy was equipped to handle the situation. I don't know if she thought they were playing. I don't know what she thought. But then she kept saying, let's just put the marriage on hold. Girl, if you don't stop saying that, if you say that one more time, I'm really about to get mad. Like, stop saying put the marriage on hold. What you should have said to her is, look, right now, marriage is not the thing for the two of you. Maybe you're better separately. I don't know what to say, but as far as marriage is concerned, you came here, but this is the wrong show. We can't help you here. That's what she should have told. Charlie should have called me on three-way. Zoom in. Let me talk. Zoom in. Let me talk to Katasha. Katasha. Honey, I'm speaking directly to you in your wig. Girl, no ma'am. Honey, leave old man River where the hell he is. Child in Dallas getting with that girl knowing dang on well you preying on this young lady. Talking about I had like 15 loaves. And the thing that tripped me out, I was going to talk about the 15 loaves of bread, but this is what really tripped me out. You moved this young lady into a space with your then wife and pretended like you got her from a shelter or something and she needed some help. That's a dangerous man. Anybody that's going to put you under the roof of their spouse, honey, that's crazy. That's insanity. Right then, I would have been like, oh, no, honey. I'm going to have to go. I'm going to have to go. This episode had me hot. Chloe, me too. I was looking at that. And us Virgos, honey, we're empaths. So we just take everything in, every emotion, every feeling. Honey, sometimes I got to just like take my feelings out and put them on the side of me because I'd be really getting into these shows. And when I watched that, I said, "Oh my god, really?" And when she was crying, I really felt like she did want someone to know what was happening. And then he got, well, I mean, it's everybody's trying to make it like it's just me. It's not just me. Okay, honey, eventually we fight back. Cause let me tell you something, my ex tried to do that to me. Or well, she hit me. Well, honey, either it was either that or die. Honey, what you want me to do? Just stand there like one of those little punching bags at the boxing ring? Honey, I'm gonna have to hit you back eventually. That's just how it works. Now, I'm not going to just go up to you and slap you for no apparent reason. But at the same time, you have to defend yourself. So I wasn't buying what he was putting down. Okay. Because, before I knew that this was happening, I felt like something was a little strange. I mean, the first thing I thought was strange was that wig, but that's neither here nor there. Moving forward. But them being dressed alike and her looking so much younger and him saying he went to the grocery store to see her and she would be twisting. I'm like, twisting. First of all, who says twisting? Oh, let me think. Uh-oh, man. Okay. She definitely wasn't twisting at the cash register. Have you ever seen your cash register? Have you ever seen your cashier ring your food up and twist at the same time? Child, I would think they would have some type of disorder. I would be like, okay, I'm not going to that line. That person be twisting and doing all kind of stuff. I'm trying to get my groceries. Oh no, ma'am, honey. Like it was just crazy. It was irresponsible of OWN to air it and to let her leave without a full plan in place. Lady D, I agree. They were just like, it's Dr. Tracy just made up her own little, we're gonna have 30 days of no contact. Ma'am, you are never going to see them again. So you telling a person who's abused not to speak to their abuser is like saying, it's like telling Cardi B, don't be Cardi B. Honey, you gonna get the wop if you don't get nothing else. Honey, I mean, it's just what they do. I know that because I've been through that. People would tell me, I mean, don't talk to him again. Okay, sure. 5 seconds later, honey, I'm calling. Because I mean, the abuse draws you back to the abuser. And then they always love bomb you. They give you flowers. They give you gifts. They say they're not going to do it again. They cry. They, tell you how much you mean to them. And you're so manipulated, brainwashed, emotionally drained, and beaten and battered and bruised that you just go with it. And so I don't think she was well equipped to handle it. So, I mean, they should have brought somebody else in. Try y'all do everything else. It was irresponsible of OWN not to help them with them fashions, especially by the head. Nikki, goodbye. I'm done. Oh, child. Y'all can't never be serious like me. I'm done with y'all. I'm done. Nikki, I'm done with you. Child, y'all so crazy. Wait a minute. But that son did look like he had a helmet on. Child, I said, did he get the weather? Oh my God. Y'all are so ignorant, Lord. Oh, y'all so ignorant, honey. I cannot. Oh, Nikki, wait a minute. I'm gonna have to put y'all on mute, child, because I need to cackle, honey. That's funny too. Me. Okay. And I'm back. Nikki, goodbye, honey. Oh, child, y'all so crazy. 19-year-old needing a place to stay. Oh man. Okay. Child, goodbye, honey. What? J Dub. J Dub, hush. The son got a fresh bowl haircut before the show. Child, y'all be quiet. I'm trying to help somebody. Ooh, y'all crazy. Anyway, if you want some help or you need an out, please go to my review and listen to it all the way to the end or just fast forward to the end. There is a resource there for you if you need help and you've been in a domestic violence situation or you're facing something you don't want anyone to know about. Please go ahead and just look at the end of the video. And, oh, child, y'all so crazy. Let me move. Moving forward. We are so terrible. We can't be serious for not 2 seconds, honey. I done created some monsters, child. Y'all been this way before y'all met me, though, honey. So that's why y'all came over here. Because y'all like, finally, somebody with the foolishness like I am. Oh, child. When I seen that son, I said he couldn't pick it out of nothing. Child, I'm not about to do it. I'm really not about to do it, honey. Comb that hair out for 1 second. And child, she gonna have enough nerve to make a little. I said I could see this girl's whole scalp. Child. Oh my goodness. It was a fool, honey, a fool. It's crazy how controlling, abusive men can spot a woman with low self-value, low self-worth, low self little baby. They can spot him, honey. Because let me tell you something. Mine got me fresh out of a relationship. I was, so broken. He wasn't physically abusive or anything, but my self esteem was low. I had gained a little weight. He was talking about my stretch marks of it all, honey. Boy, please, okay. When that thing get to thangin', it's gonna have a few stretch marks, and is okay. But he would talk about that, and that would make me feel very self conscious. Now, honey, I'm like, look, you gonna either smack it and take it or not. I mean, because it's back there and it's doing what needs to be done. But at the time, I was younger, so I didn't even know any better, and they made me feel low. And then you have somebody to come in and give you all these compliments because they know how to get you. They come in, give you all these compliments, tell you, "Oh, I kiss those stretch marks. Ain't nothing wrong with a stretch mark." Bam, they got you used and abused. Ciao, goodbye. Most of the wigs on Family or Fiance are always bad. Always. Even the family members. I'm like, what different end of the spectrum is this? Last episode, Vanessa Mama wig was sitting there touching her eyebrows, honey, and her lashes. And this time, hers was so far back, child, it was back at the hotel. I said, what is happening? What is happening with this hair, honey? Oh, her hair stressed out as well. Child, this is just ridiculous. I cannot. The son's head looked like the carpet that I get, Nikki. This was so sad because she was put out by her mother, and this nasty old man took advantage. When parents leave us unprepared, nasty people will see vulnerability and take advantage. Adriana, I totally agree. And that's why I said, where are your people? Where are your parents? Okay, I'm very happy. I'm not taking away from her stepmother. I'm very happy that she was there for her. But do you see how she shut her out in the end? She said she got into it with her mama. And I'm like, why did you get into it with your mother? And I started to think, like, are you a hothead? Like, why are you getting into it? Is it because she didn't want you to date this older man? Or like, what is happening? Like, I don't know, honey. I'm just not too sure. Okay, so let's transition on over to Love and Marriage Huntsville. Speaking of wigs, because that blonde wig Mel was wearing was not wigging, okay, on this last episode. I was like, Mel, what is happening, child? You just plopping these wigs on whenever you feel like it. I'm just happy it wasn't that braided wig, child. I said, oh, I'm so happy she ain't got that braided wig on because that's the last thing I need. Oh, child. Angel. I'm not about to. Angel always saying something. Wig sponsored by Tyler Perry Productions. Last episode, I felt like it was written by Tyler. I'm like, okay, Tyler, you can come on out. Honey, now you're on OWN as well. Child, previously on Family or Fiance. Child ain't got time. This is only episode 3, and each one is worse than the previous. I know. Sunshine and flowers. I was like, gosh, dog. Oh, Elle, if you don't get out of my life, if you don't get out of my life, that was my exact situation, honey. He found me in the church. Oh, and don't forget, let's pray together. That gets a broken woman every time. Baby, when he held them hands out, and when two or more are gathered together, then it shall be done. He said, let's pray. And baby, I was in it to win it. Child going to choir rehearsal, getting beat after the choir rehearsal, going to the Bible study with a black eye, Bible studies and black eyes. Honey, oh, that should be a Lifetime movie. Bible studies and black eyes. But yeah, trust me. When they say let's pray together, run expeditiously. Okay. I said what I said and I ain't changing it. You need to talk about that whole damn confessional look Mel has with the big blue bow. I hate that dress. I hate that hump as far as his hair. And I hate how she looks like she's reading from a cue card. Tisha and we're getting that close. So, I just thought I'm going to bring Tisha on over and get the Mexican food together and get the tacos going before the tacos are ready to get going. Because me and Tisha are getting back on the same page. Shut up, Mel, honey. Like, hush, girl. Oh, I'm like, I can't stand it, honey. I hate that hump. I hate that bow. I hate that dress. I hate it. Okay. I just really hate everything about it. All 3 men on Love and Marriage Huntsville are one and the same. Maurice had me the first 2 seasons, but this one, his true colors are showing. Yeah, he did. He had, but no, he didn't have me last season. Let me tell y'all something. If you go back and listen to my Love and Marriage Huntsville reviews from last season, baby, they ripped me a new one. You think Kimmy did that? Why would you think Maurice would do this? Honey, I saw straight through it because they were having this is the scenario. And I'm going to tell y'all what I was talking about in that moment. They were having this conversation about him redoing his office and whatnot. They were having this conversation and it was fake to me. I said, they be trying to act like they just the picture perfect couple. I'm not buying that. Y'all be fussing and fighting. Maurice is just as bad as Marceau. And y'all be having these nice, nasty conversations on air so that we don't know y'all's business. I mean, they say don't fuss in front of company, so I understand that. But at the same time, this is not who you really are. Maurice, you ain't fooling me. Honey, oh, well, why did I say that? Why would you talk about Kimmy's husband? Kimmy's the great. I don't give a damn about no Kimmy. And I'm just going to tell y'all straight up like that. I don't care. I don't care. They fuss and they fight just like everybody else. Maurice is just like Marceau. Kimmy is passive aggressive. Don't get me wrong, she can communicate, but when it comes to Maurice, she cannot. How dare you sit there and box up his food to go when he created a meeting for the four of you to get together where he basically set you up for failure? That woman don't like you. She ain't gonna never like you. And I don't care how many times you sit in front of her and say, yeah, us as bonus parents, we got to make sure we take care of Monster. No. Because in the back of Kyle's mind, she's thinking, please don't call my son Monster. That's the name that his dad and I gave him. And she quickly said, we're going to talk to Maurice. Little Maurice. Honey, I caught that shade. Because I know for sure I'd be the same way. I would be like, girl, don't be calling my baby no nickname. Honey, call him by his government. And that's exactly what I got when I saw Kiowa and Kimmy interact. And I said that last season, but everybody was just going in. Oh my God, you don't like Kimmy. I didn't say I didn't like Kimmy. I said Maurice is for the streets, but he's a respectable for the streets. He's just on the other side. Marceau is more blatant. He's very disrespectful, honey. He gonna come out of his mouth, speak his speech. He gonna say what he gonna say. He not gonna change it. Maurice, on the other hand, he's more subdued and he packages it up a little bit better. So I think that's why people getting confused, honey. Why Kimmy look a lot older than Maurice? Because she is my Valentine. She's much older than he is. It's a shame there's not one show with Black men that are a great example to the community, family, and business-wise. I know, Brown, and you know what? I was hoping that Love and Marriage Huntsville was going to be it. Because when I first watched it, that first episode, I said, oh, this is going to be good. I was like, look at this little family. They cute. And that's when, Mel had that short hair, so it elongated that neck even further, honey. And Mel gonna have a long neck if she don't do nothing else, child. But I was watching it and I said, they look cute. Okay, got a little family. And they were like, this is Boss Baby, and she rules the house and all this kind of stuff. And I was thinking, okay, we're actually gonna see a positive example of couples. Child, 2 episodes later. Y'all know Martell been cheating. I'm like, oh my God, honey, I should have known. If it's a Carlos King production, you best believe we gonna get some drama and a little tea with some pee in it, like Marcel say. A little tea with some pee in it. Didn't that bow on that dress Mel had on remind you of Liz on Ready to Love? Her dress, the top she had on, it did. She was giving very much praise the Lord. I'm waiting for Tiffany's husband's tea since she had to jump with a wedding ceremony at a baseball field. Little baby, look, when she asked him, have you ever cheated? So you've never cheated on anything. I was like, well, child, tell us he's a cheater without telling us he's a cheater. Child, I'm watching Tiffany. Everything she's saying, honey, I'm reading between the lines because she's shisty and she can't be trusted. And I wouldn't trust her around my man. I mean, even though technically none of them have a man. But if they did, I wouldn't trust them around. Martell exited just in time, child. I don't trust him. As communicative as Kimmy is, I don't like how she tucks in her shell with Maurice. Me either. I'm like, girl, just say it. Talking about, well, I mean, you don't listen to anything I say, because I didn't do a good job with Jalen and all. I'm like, girl, I ain't got time for that, honey. If you ain't gonna tell him what needs to be told, then I don't want to hear it. Okay, just sit up in the confessional and do what you're gonna do. But I must say, this season, I don't know who is doing Kimmy's wigs, but baby, they did that. I said, look at these wigs. This looks like scalp. Now, I'm not sure if she's not sharing her connects, but baby, please hook the rest of them up because it's just a fool. I still like the sincerity of the show. I do too. I do like the sincerity of it, but I just wish that there was at least one successful couple. And I feel like Tiffany and whatever his name is, they're trying to make it seem like it's gonna be them. I see right through it. It was so cringe and corny when they were like, "Oh, you tickling me, and what were you doing? And I'm just tickling you." I'm like, okay, child. Moving forward, child, I ain't got time to be watching that. Did y'all see Tiffany's bedroom just dry with them purses hanging from a nail? Tacky. Listen, L, I don't like to talk about people's homes, because look, as long as you got a roof over your head, honey. But I ain't gonna tell you that I was looking and I was saying, "Girl, honey." And what I was really worried about is him telling her, "Why you getting all dressed up?" I'm like, "Is that what this is?" Oh, honey, the fashions are not fashioning. Not this mom top for the PTA and these jeans. Girl, goodbye. Honey, that's not dressing up. She flat out in that hair within an inch of his life. Okay. Maurice only listens to Kiowa. Kimmy gets paid dust and it's foul. Kenya, I didn't think of that. He does listen to Kiowa. You are absolutely right. Hmm. I didn't think about that. They need to let the Kyra BS go immediately. Lexi. Yes, they really do. And I didn't appreciate Tisha sitting up at the time. Them Houston women, they'll take your man and if it goes to their baby daddy and mom been the podcast. Tisha, please, honey. Nobody in Houston won't know. Child. We don't want Marceau. Please return to sender. Ain't nobody worried about no Marceau and your mommy being in podcast at the event. I'm not worried about none of that. I ain't like that, Tisha, honey, and I've been riding for you. Child, they done cussed me out and everything behind you. And you gonna sit up here and talk about the Houston. And then Destiny, knowing she be down in Houston more than a little bit, allegedly. Honey, go ahead and sip on that. She's sitting up here talking about, oh, yeah, girl, I know. They like Atlanta on steroids. How would you know? Oh, okay, child. And that's that on that. Child, goodbye. I was like, how dare you? I'm repping H-Town too, Misha. I took offense to that statement. I really did. Because I said, why are you categorizing us for Kyra and her Barbie wig? Honey, that ain't got nothing to do with us. Now, what you need to be saying is, ooh, these own co-workers, they'll steal your man if they don't do nothing else, honey, because she's a member of the own community. So now y'all own her. Child, Houston don't own her no more. Owns her. Child, and as a matter of fact, she was on Ready to Love and didn't choose nobody. So she, for dang on show, ain't gonna choose Marceau. The way he talked to you, but then again, she might be the one to get him all the way together. So you just never know. Child ain't got time to be playing with Tisha and her mommy business podcast. And what happened to her podcast anyway? Oh, Misha, that's a good one. Bible study and black eyes. I would watch. Yes. Got us sitting up in the first pew, not knowing exactly what's going on at home. Child, that'll be one for the books. Let me tell y'all something. A couple of years ago, I'm gonna tell you a story time. It's not really a story time. Now, you know what? I'm gonna save for the other channel. I'll tell y'all later. Let's see. Now, why in the previews for next week did they show Tisha without her makeup? Was that shade for the Kenya mess she tried to blame on Kyra, even though Marceau's smile was lit like the Grinch? I don't know, but let me tell you something. Tisha's a very pretty lady. So even if she didn't have on her makeup, she was still giving what needs to be gave. That's just my opinion. Also, I really loved her in that ponytail. I was like, this ponytail is your look. I like that. It made her look very vibrant, very young. Tisha's a beautiful woman. I just wish her self-esteem would match her beauty. And girl, why are you going to get a master's in real estate? Girl, they passing out courses all day, every day. Honey, I took one during the pandemic. I am now a certified licensed real estate agent in the city of Houston. Okay, I ain't going nowhere. I ain't gonna show no houses because I'm scared of the COVID and whatnot. But if you need a house, I got you virtually. I'm just saying, honey, they passing those out. Y'all ain't got time. Message, write down a note for the story time. Don't forget. Oh, yeah. You know what? Because, y'all, I got to tell y'all about this one time that I had an experience with Lifetime when I was trying to sell them a story. Child, honey, I be doing some stuff. Let me tell y'all something. I used to want to be famous. And I was like, you know what? Now I don't want to be famous. I just want to be successful. I just want to be successful. Shout out to Trigger Trey. But yeah, I don't want anybody to see me and know me. I want to be able to go to the grocery store and get my grocery on without people saying, Misha, I know you ain't getting into it as you're getting into it looking like that, honey. I want to look how I'm going to look with my helmet of salvation sometimes and, not be bothered. Now, if Monique happened to tap me on my shoulder, we're going to go viral. Because if she tapped me on my shoulder, y'all going to be like, I know that voice. That definitely was Misha. Okay. I know her if I don't know nobody else. Because if Monique says, excuse me, beloved, child, it's gonna be on. I'm gonna be all on the shade room. So I'm just saying, I just want to go somewhere and I don't want to have to be bothered with people. I don't want them to really just now, if I speak and somebody says, I know that voice, or I know you, or something, if that happens to happen down the line, then of course I'm gonna say, hey girl, hey, we're gonna talk and chop it up. But I don't want to just be recognized like as soon as I walk out the door. Cause sometimes I look at other YouTubers and I'm just like, they're so brave. And because they just show their face and I love it. And it's not that I'm not brave enough to show my face. Y'all know I got some situations going on, okay, which is why I can't. But I contemplated it at first and just saying, F it. I'm just gonna do what I want to do. And if they don't like it, tough. But I'm just not in that space, honey. But I do commend everybody else that does it. But I need me some YouTube friends. Y'all know what I realized? Y'all are my only friends on YouTube. Nobody wants to do anything with me. No panels, no nothing, because the last avatar ruined it for all of us. So they just feel like, oh, she an avatar? Oh my God, why would you want to follow her? Why would you want to listen to what she has to say? And I mean, I'm very open. So I don't understand why I don't have any. Now, two people that I can say have supported me in the whole review realm would be Simply Sakina. Y'all make sure you follow her channel because she's really sweet. Her and Chloe. They both have, embraced me. They both said, hey girl, hey, it's all love. But baby, the others, baby, they do not want to be bothered. They do not want to be bothered. I mean, I can't say that I don't understand, but I can't say that I don't understand. Because I mean, we're one big happy community. So we should all be, working together for the greater good. Because I might have something that you might need on your channel. You might have something that I might need on my channel. So I'm just saying, we could help each other. Oh, and also I don't want to leave out JB. JB has also been very sweet to me, and um he's been doing commentary and doing reviews for a long time as well. So, I just really appreciate those that have embraced me, because if you get to know me, it's really not a competition for me. And I mean, I just want to see us all do good. So I sometimes, I be getting a little shade sent to my DM, honey. They think I don't know, but I know, honey, and y'all ain't fooling me, but it's all good. Because we gonna keep on elevating no matter what. So it's fine, honey. It's gonna be all right. But, I do wish that I had some type of YouTube backing, because like when things like your channel gets taken out or something, who gonna speak for me? Who gonna tell people my channel is gone? I don't have any YouTube friends. J-Dub gonna pass the message on for me. Listen, if anything happens to me, J-Dub, you go over there and check it out, see what's all doing. JB, go see if he can tell you anything. Chloe and Sakina, because I'm gonna DM them people if something happens to me. so, so y'all can know exactly what's going on, and I'll be right back. And whenever I'm back, then we're gonna keep it going. Okay. I think they are traumatized. But yeah, that's the thing. Like we're totally different. She brought mess and confusion and chaos. I'm not in that business. Honey, I don't even like people to get crazy in my comments. As soon as they get crazy, I write y'all a PSA up in the community tab. Listen, don't do that on this channel. We don't thrive in negativity. Okay, so please don't do that over here. And she was also allegedly making up things about different celebrities without factual receipts. I don't do celebrity gossip. That's exactly why. Because I don't want no mess. I don't want nobody saying, well, over on so-and-so channel. Don't come over here unless you want to hear about Potomac, Sisters, Love and Marriage Huntsville, Ready to Love, Put a Ring on It, and any other show I just happen to pick up because I ain't doing nothing else. But other than that, y'all don't come over here with that foolishness, because I ain't got nothing to do with that. So I understand they might be traumatized, but y'all give your sister a chance. Like, I mean, what's happening? Is there some craziness going on in the chat? I do know I need some mods, and I have some, and they DM'd me, and I dropped the ball because I have yet to reach back out to them and get things started. Like, y'all should see me. I am literally like a chicken with their head cut off. I'm trying to respond to your comments. I'm trying to post all these reviews back to back. I created myself a schedule. At the same time, I'm trying not to slack over here on Instagram, because I don't want people just following nothing. So then I try to post something there every now and again. Then I'm like, oh man, I got to say something in the stories. So then I say something over here, and I'm like, dang, I forgot, Flowers Friday, two Fridays in a row. Then I gotta go over here and say something. And then people will DM me and say, well, can you review this? Well, what about this? Or what do you think about that? Then I'm trying to make sure that I don't leave anybody hanging in the DMs. So, child, oh, it's just too much, honey. Okay, KB, you sure can DM me, girl. Michelle say, what Tisha say, Misha? She's talking about the Mama Business podcast, child. Ain't nobody got time. Talking about them hit the women. They trying to get your man for the Bottom Pity podcast. Girl, honey, what about trying to get your man at the event? Your man was trying to get other people at the event. That's what was really happening. Get your mods up and running. You are talented and growing, so the haters are going to start coming for you. Trust. Thank you, sis. Honey, child. According to these DMs I be getting, honey, they already coming. But that's neither here nor there. Moving forward. I'm like, how you going? Marcella Speaks shouted you out. She did? When was this? Because I actually like Marcella. Child, Marcella gonna speak her speech if she don't do nothing else, okay? The only time I didn't agree with Marcella is when she was over there defending Portia. I'm like, all right, now, Marcella, honey. Now, we ain't gonna defend the home wreckers. Close your legs to married men, allegedly. That was the only time I didn't agree. On a serious note, I absolutely adore your channel. I have subscribed and fell off from many YouTube channels as they've had too much drama. You keep it light, funny, and I love how anyone can listen. Thank you so much. And you know what? I really do like strive to make sure that it's not a whole bunch of profanity. I don't subscribe to calling women bitches and hoes. Okay. I don't like that. I just don't understand why you gotta call them that. Like we don't know anything else other than that. Can we say something? Like it don't make no sense. But I really appreciate you for saying that. I do. I believe that Tiffany told Mel about Destiny. She didn't even console her friend at the brunch. M. Sharice, thank you for bringing me back, honey. And I mean, you my people. Because of course she knew. That's exactly what I said on that review. Girl, you knew. Okay, you knew about the mess. You brought this lady here. You planted her. You sat her down here to get this mess started. And then instead of you saying to Destiny, I'm so sorry that she did that. I'm so sorry that she made you feel that way. You know, I did bring her, but that wasn't her intention. Tiffany, like, I don't want you to make her feel some kind of way. It was all kind of things she could have said, but instead she looked at Destiny and said, well, is he cheating? Well, I mean, is he cheating or was he a cheater? Was he a cheater? I'm like, girl, how many times you gonna ask if he was a cheater? You're trying to explain, baby, it's giving very much misery loves company. Now, I don't know what you're saying in this moment. You know this lady. So was he a cheater? Why don't you answer that? Because I'm sure that Tiffany had already ran this to you before she brought it to the table. And then another thing that made me mad about another thing that I will get right to that question in just a moment, Romeo. And also, I'm having a great day. Thank you so much for asking me because I did see it in the chat. Um, yeah, another thing that made me mad was when Tiffany said, I was just trying to make conversation. Honey, well, don't make no conversation with me. Who sits down and says, I remember you from somewhere. Where do I remember you from? Honey, if you don't remember it, just calculate it in your own mind. Don't try to spill no tea on me. Then you're going to come back after the fact and say, I met you at Mel's house. You remember? And I said that you were the girl, but you weren't really the girl. Let me tell you something about women. Now, y'all can vouch for me, ladies, in the chat. Um, you know the difference between a man's woman and somebody else you done seen. You ain't crazy and you ain't stupid. Okay, so when she saw that lady, she knew dang all well that that was not Destiny. Girl, give me a break. I'm like, okay, so you mean to tell me that you looked at this lady and she was the exact replica of Destiny, so much so that you had to bring it to Destiny and say, girl, I thought I saw you somewhere. Girl, please. You were trying to break her down. You was trying to hurt her feelings because that's how these skanks do. And that's another story time I got to tell y'all about, honey, because I got destinied my own self. So I know when these women come to you with that, girl, I thought I saw you at so-and-so. Girl, that wasn't you. You know that wasn't me. Okay? You know it wasn't. You're trying to hurt me. So girl, goodbye. Get lost, honey. Messy, not taking accountability, the ignorance of it all. Child, working for somebody's chamber. How Tisha said, chambers of commerce. Girl, goodbye. Working for the chambers of commerce and still don't know how to act. Girl, goodbye. Romel. No, I was thinking I would do vlogs, but I started thinking, while I'm vlogging and somebody is watching on the YouTube, what if we're in the same place and they just bust up like, Misha, hey girl, So I had to think about that. Because if I vlog, I want to show y'all exactly what I was doing. I don't want it to just be me showing you me eating something or whatever. But even that, somebody could be like, wait a minute. That's the same restaurant I'm in, like if I do lives or if I do anything like that. So I don't know. I mean, I'm trying to find a way around it, but I really like being behind the avatar, as they like to say. But I ain't doing no mess over here, honey. Ain't no sneaky, underhanded crap going on over here. First off, don't ask me no questions about my man at our first meeting. Girl, goodbye. Exactly, Kenya. Like, girl, I don't condone violence, but Tiffany would mess around and catch some hands. Africa, okay? I was like, girl, I've been in slap. But see, that's why I be trying to just, child. I think that's another reason why don't like a lot of negativity, because I know me. And honey, it could go left at any given moment. So I be trying to reel my own self in. Like I really do. I really try to keep my own self from, because let me tell y'all something. When I see those comments, oh, you best believe I'm cussing them out. I cuss them all the way out. Ain't no PG-13 language being used, and then I delete it. And that makes me feel so much better because, sometimes I actually do respond, but I'm so quick with my comments. Let me tell you something, trolls, if you happen to pass through this live, okay, because we're almost done. We were supposed to be done like 11 minutes ago, but it's been so long, so we got to catch up. Anywho, I'm quick with my comments. I don't sit on my comments. I don't wait till my comments build up to 1,000. I look at every single comment that you put. So if you put something crazy, I'm going to catch it. So don't think you're going to just put something crazy in my comments and I'm going to let it sit for days. No, as soon as you say it, I'm going to see it. So I just want to make that known. Because, some people, they try to do little slick stuff and slide it on in there like the person that told me stop saying moving forward. So I'm just minding my business. Honey, let me just tell y'all right quick. Yes, Will, honey, I will choose violence at any given time. So I'll be trying not to. I really try not to do that. I'm like, I'm finna get ready to cuss them all the way off. I'm getting ready to cuss them out. And I know my mouth. And if there were ever a person that would say every cuss word they could think of to you, it would be me. And I really don't want to be that person. So I'd be like, you know what? Let me just be quiet, child, and go and block them, honey, and speak my speech somewhere else. But anyway, let me tell y'all about this. So I'm just minding my business or whatever. And, I think it was the put a ring on a review. It was. So that review got a lot of, hey, Marsha. So that review got a lot of traction. It was a lot of comments. So I'm looking through the comments or whatever. Some of them I look at them and then I go to the next one, but then I'm going to come back and answer it later because I don't want to just say and is and not and are and you, because honey, I'll do that all day. I actually want to engage with you. So I'm like, okay, if I get some more detailed comment, then I'm going to have to comment back what I actually feel. So, child, I'm just minding my business. And then I see a comment that said, what did it say? It said, hey, girl, do you mind retiring moving forward? I mean, gosh, but I love your channel, though. First of all, Heifer, don't come over here giving me no backhanded compliment. I ain't bothering nobody. I don't bother nobody. I don't go looking for no mess. I don't get into mess. I don't engage in mess. I don't even do celebrity gossip because I don't want what? No mess. Okay, I don't want that. I tried that one time with that whole Portia thing, honey, and it backfired on me, so it was an absolute no. But when I read the comment, I'm like, dang, y'all complain about anything. Anything. What I'm going to start doing is going to sleep instead of staying up to do these reviews since you can't appreciate it. I'm like, this is just ridiculous. I'm like, child, these people is getting crazy. Like, I'm like, okay, I don't understand why you're upset about me saying moving forward. Okay, maybe I could say it a little less, but that is my transition to the next scene. You're not seeing me. So if you're looking directly at me, okay, if I'm watching Sakina's channel, I can tell when she's about to go to something else. I can look physically look at her and I can say, look, okay, she's going to go to something else. Or in the next scene, she's about to say this because I'm watching her mouth move and I know she's about to talk about something else because I can actually see her, but you can't see me. So if I didn't say moving forward or in the next scene and over here we see, or if I didn't say that, I would just be talking continuously like one big run-on sentence. And people would be like, girl, what are we listening to? Oh, child, I can't listen to her, honey. Oh, let me go. I gotta go because I don't even know what she's talking about. Honey, she just, everybody going together. Are we still talking about Michaela and Zach? Like, who is this one now? Is it Ryan? Like, who are we talking? So that's my transition. Honey, I'm sorry if you don't know no better. Child, goodbye. I acted a fool before church because somebody tried me, and after it happened, it was heavy on my mind, and all I heard in my head was your voice saying, "Moving forward." So I let it go. So keep saying it. Thank you, Chrissy. I sure appreciate it, honey. Let me tell you how that came to be. My son, who is 6, child tried to have a full-on argument with me. Honey, he got the right one on the right day, okay? So we arguing back and forth and back, child, because I'm trying to tell him something to do and he don't want to do it. So I'm like, okay, I try to give him freedom of speech and whatnot, but honey, I will whoop you, okay? So stop playing with me. But so we talking to each other, we're having a dialogue, and he's arguing with me. And so I said, are you done or are you finished? And he was like, "I'm done." And he slammed the door and he left, right? And I thought the argument was funny because we were actually arguing over something silly like cookies or something. So, I just allowed him to express himself because I want him to be a person that knows how to debate without calling a woman a B or whatever, whatever. So he's speaking his speech, child. He piping up. I said, "So are you finished, honey?" He said, "I'm done with you, mommy." And he slammed the door. I said, "Okay, well, moving forward." And it just came out. And I laughed to myself because I was like, "Girl, where the hell did moving forward come from?" And so now I just take it to my reviews. And it's usually after I say something shady. Okay. Because I was really trying to shade him by like, "Okay, child, I ain't listening to nothing you got to say, child. Moving forward, honey. You're gonna be fine." But once I say something shady, I usually follow up with moving forward. So that's how it was born. So, honey, you ain't about to take my moving forward that I done gave courtesy of my son. Girl, kick rocks. Hell, I say let's move on. Everybody got to say something. Misha girl, no explanation needed. If they don't get it, keep it moving forward. I know that's right, honey. Somebody told me in the comments I need to get like Candy and make me a moving forward movement. You know what? I really do need to do that. See, that's how Candy be getting them coins. Child, she know how to do it. I love it. Cracks me up. Tell her to start her own channel and say whatever she want to say or not, honey. Then end it with take care, brush your hair. Not take care, brush your hair. Oh my gosh. Y'all so crazy. I just want to moving forward tea. Oh my God, I need the Beverly Hills review. I'm patiently waiting. Okay, the Dare Show podcast. Listen, I'm gonna get to it. You know what? I'm sorry, y'all. I actually thought I reviewed it. Ain't that crazy? I review so many shows that I thought I reviewed that. I'm like, "Ooh, I'm on fire." I got Beverly Hills Sisters because on Wednesdays, it's so many shows. Okay, so it was Tyler Perry Sisters, it was the Encore, Married at First Sight, and Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. That's 4 shows. Married at First Sight is 2 hours long. So then I started thinking, okay, I need to prioritize who has the largest fan base. Of course, it's Married at First Sight. Honey, I got to get the views, okay? So I'm like, you know what? I know Married at First Sight gonna give me the judge that needs to be given as far as my coins are concerned. So let me put that review out first. But then we got a whole scandal happening over here with Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. So I'm like, dang, I need to do that review. But then the Encore was still kind of hot. So I would do that review second because, it had a little traction. And then I was thinking, okay, I need something where I don't have to really think and I could just do the review. So that would be Sisters, because child, they're gonna repeat the same stuff for 17 episodes. So I put that one out third. And so I'm thinking I'm done. I'm like, okay. And I did Beverly Hills and child, I'm popping. It's Thursday, I ain't got nothing to do. Okay. Child, somebody DM'd me. What happened to the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills? I said, ain't this about a child? I thought I reviewed it. I really did. So I'm sorry about that. It will be up on Monday because look, today, I just really kind of want to relax. I mean, I just want to talk to y'all. And then when I get off, I want to go do like a quick video for the other channel. And then I want to do the Real Housewives of Potomac and I want to go to sleep. Okay. Because I mean, I'm not getting the shut eye that needs to be given. But I definitely will have Real Housewives of Beverly Hills up on Monday because I don't have anything else on Mondays and I don't have anything on Tuesdays. So, yeah, it'll be up. We Virgos can be sensitive. Ignore these folks. We sure can be sensitive. Child, let me tell you something. Something hurt my feelings in a minute. Child, I mean, I'm trying to develop more thick skin, but I don't like a whole bunch of slick talk. Okay, that's one thing about a Virgo. We'll get you all the way together, respectfully. So, I mean, I be picking up a little stuff on other things that I'm seeing, and it's kind of like a few digs to me, but it's fine, honey. Child. Anywho, little weirdos. Yes, we're gonna need Salt Lake City when they come back. Oh, I can't wait for Salt Lake City because I wasn't reviewing when it. Well, I was. I had just started, but it was going off, and I was like, I don't want to just jump into Salt Lake City. I'm new. Nobody knows me, so I'll just start with Ready to Love. And I just want to give a special shout out to Blue. That was the first person to watch my Ready to Love review. And I remember, I don't know if it's a he or a she, but I'm gonna say it's a he, just based on the way that they comment. I remember him saying, and this was so devastating to me, but he said to me, I only watch Ready to Love reviews because I had thanked him for actually watching the review because he was the first person that had ever left me like a real comment. And I said, thank you so much for responding or commenting or something like that. I said, and I told him to check out my other reviews. And he said, well, I don't watch any of the other shows, so I'll be back when Ready to Love comes back. And I was so sad because I was like, oh my gosh, what if nobody else comments and they don't watch? Like, who am I going to talk to? And then, it picked up from there. And then now I have all of you to talk to. So, child, we're going to get into it as we get into it. But that's why I'm just saying to y'all, don't give up and keep pressing. Because I mean, that really like made a huge difference for me for somebody to just stop and actually watch what I was talking about. So I appreciate him. He's one of the first persons to comment. And so was Candy. She was one of the first people to ever comment on a Love and Marriage Huntsville review. And I remember their names and I remember things that stick out to me. I can remember all of you when you comment in the chat. I know exactly what you've said when you've commented under different videos because I actually care about what I'm reading. I'm not just having you comment because I just want to fill up my page for algorithm. I'm actually paying attention. So I just want y'all to know that when you comment, I'm paying attention to what you're saying. Okay. I never liked Potomac, but I will be in the comments to roast them. You know what? I didn't like Potomac season 1. I said, oh, I don't like Real Housewives of Potomac. That's what I used to call them. I was like, I don't like it. Okay. I don't like it. I don't like nothing about it. I don't like this lady because that's when Karen's wig was sitting, child. I don't know where it was sitting, but it was sitting. It was kind of sitting like that girl on Family or Fiance. It was sitting back. We ain't see nothing but scalp and forehead. I said, this lady got this wig sitting back. I didn't like Giselle. She was in that little apartment at the time. And she was saying that Jamal was a cheater, pumpkin eater. And I was like, girl, get lost. I didn't like Robin. I just didn't like him. I don't know what it was. I just didn't like it. But then when season 2 came around, I said, you know what? Okay. It's giving something. It's giving something. Okay, let me go ahead and block this person. Like, what are you talking about? Like, it's the ignorance for me, honey. Child, some of these people, honey, hold on, because I just saw a little bit of ignorance. I don't like most of the shows you review, but I listen to all of your reviews for your humor. Thank you, Kimberly. I really appreciate it. A lot of people don't watch TV, period. And you know what? I never realized how many people don't watch TV. And I'm like, oh, I didn't realize that, honey, because I love me some TV. Oh, let me put the other channel in the chat, Jay. I'm gonna put it in the chat. Okay, there you go. Okay, what is it, Latoya? No, Giselle had a big house. He was renting. Robin was the one that had. Okay, yeah, you're right. You're right, Latoya. You're absolutely right. I knew it was something, honey, but I just knew I didn't like them. I didn't like any of them. I didn't like Katie because that's when she was still putting on airs and, pretending to be this socialite. I mean, I know she was a socialite because she was with the movers and shakers all up and through, but it was just something about them. It wasn't gelling for me. I guess because I was still team Real Housewives of Atlanta and I wasn't really giving them a fair shot. But once I watched season 2, I said, you know what? They're actually pretty good. And I still didn't have a favorite or anything over there. I was just watching it. But then now they giving what needs to be gave, honey. Robin act like her and Gizzard be hunching. I ain't never seen a grown woman that attached to another grown woman. That last episode was ridiculous. When she said, I wish you were upstairs. Mia, see, Giselle make Robin feel like she got some balls. Okay, she feel like she can say whatever when Giselle got her back. Child, I've been cuss Robin all the way out. She was like, you need to move downstairs because I'm gonna move upstairs. I'm like, okay, y'all think that's cute, honey. That's a good way to get cussed out. Okay. Please do not hesitate to hit the like button. We have 6 more minutes. We've been on here almost 2 hours. And we are going to be back more regularly because the shows are dwindling down to one show a week. So now, let's see. In I say 2 weeks, we're going back to Fridays because remember every Friday was the live. So now we're going back to Fridays because what's the show, child? I'm drawing a blank. Love After Lockup is going off, and so is Put a Ring on It. So Fridays will be free. So we can go back over to Fridays and start getting back into the regular routine of having our lives. Also, there is another channel if you're new to come. I mean, if you're new here or if you're just coming onto the chat, I do have a second channel, and that's just a backup just in case of the just in case. Okay, you can never be too sure. And I'm going to be doing something very different on that channel. It's not going to be at all like it is as far as the reviews are concerned. It's going to be a whole theatrical experience. So please travel on over to the second channel, and I'm about to do a video for it, and I want to see how y'all like it. I'm very excited about it. And I appreciate each and every one of y'all for hanging out with me on this Sunday. Please do not. Oh, wait a minute. AW, you're not going to do love after lockup? I'm a life after lockup? I don't know. It's like I want to do it, but it just takes so. I look, I'm mad that I didn't even get to do 90 Day Fiance. I actually wanted to review that because I love that show, but I can't do it's just too many. And I'm trying to like narrow it down, and I don't want to just be putting out content, just be putting it out. I actually want to be enjoying what I'm doing. I don't want to just rush through it. So I don't know. I don't know what I'm gonna do. And I don't know if anybody else watches, but I love the Family Chantel. So when it comes back, I think it comes back like in October or November. I will be reviewing that. That is my show. And her mama is a mess. Okay. I love the Family Chantel. Shall I be all up in there? Also, another show I've been watching too is You, Me, and My Ex, or You, Me, and That Ex. That's what I like to call it. But I've been watching You, Me, and That Ex, and baby, I don't know if y'all have been watching that, but it has been so many times where I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna just do a review on this one episode. But then I said to myself, because I know me, if I do one review, I'm gonna have to keep going because I don't know how to just do one and then stop. The only thing that I did that I only did one review for that was Love and Hip Hop Atlanta, because I just couldn't do it. I mean, I just couldn't do it. I was like, I ain't got time. You're gonna be at a dining room table on your second channel? No, I'm not gonna be. William, I'm not about to play with you. No, I'm not gonna be at the dining room table. Thank you very much. I might be in the gym. No, I'm just kidding. Honey, I don't know. But y'all gonna see when you get over there. It's not gonna even be me. Okay. It's gonna be exactly what I'm talking about. Like an actual show. Like if you were watching a story time and you saw an actual show being played out, like those true crime stories where they say it was 8 o'clock on a Tuesday morning in the sleepy town of Morgan, Indiana. And then they show you Indiana and this little clock ticking. It's gonna be like that, honey. We're gonna get all into it as we get into it. So, I'm gonna be narrating and whatnot, and it's gonna be on. But I want to give y'all something different because we act a fool over here, so I want to go over there and, act a fool as well, but I want to make it a little bit classy based. So we're going to get into it as we get into it, honey. Yeah, I couldn't watch Love and Hip Hop Atlanta, Whack Juice. It was, honey. It was giving very much weak sauce. I was like, what is this? I didn't like nothing about it. I said, okay, honey, this right here, I don't have time for this. Cause I was gonna say something about Erica and Safari, and he was doing something, and I was like, you know what? No. Then I was gonna say when that whole Yandy and Infinity thing happened, I was like, you know what? Let me get my 2 cents on that. Let me review this episode. But then I said, nah, I ain't gonna do that either. I, I had to just let it go. The whole franchise, I just had to let it go. 90 Day Love in Paradise, the Caribbean. See, that's what I'm saying. All the good shows, and I just can't do it because I can't fit them in because I learned this time around, by doing all those shows on Wednesday, I was literally working around the clock because I don't like late reviews. Now I know, some people were like, well, you could just put them out days later. It's fine. I don't like that. I like to strike while the iron is hot. I don't like to wait when I used to just watch reviews only and not do them. I would want to hear what they had to say right after I got through watching it. I'm like, oh, I need to hear what they're saying right away. Like, I don't want to wait for that. Because, especially if they're like one of my favorite reviewers. So I'm like, oh, I need to hear what's happening right now. But I know that's not always feasible. So sometimes, the review will come a day or two late, but I like to get into it right away. I know, JB. That's what I said. And I'm like, dang, but I don't want to add something to my Mondays. You know what? I'm just gonna watch it. And if it gives what needs to be given, then I'm gonna review it. I'm gonna watch your review first. And then if I feel like it, then I'll do what I have to do. All right, y'all. It is 6 o'clock Central Standard Time. I have to go because I need to feed my child. And also, it's almost time for the Real Housewives of Potomac. So I have to go. I really enjoyed talking to each and every one of you and catching up. Don't forget that we are going to be reconvening back here on Fridays like we normally do, you know, and get back into it as we get into it and get back reacquainted because we got a lot of catching up to do. I hope we talked about all the shows. Let me think. Okay, we did Love and Marriage Huntsville. We talked about Put a Ring on It. We talked about Hurricane K. So that means we talked about Married at First Sight. Uh, we talked about Family or Fiance. One quick thing. Love After Lockup. Let me just say something about that real quick. Okay. Because I know that's another show that some people watch and I know that I review. So I'm just going to say something about Love After Lockup real quick. Okay. I know Deontay, be doing whatever Deontay be doing and whatnot, but I actually feel bad for him. Okay, I just want to put that out there. I feel bad for him. I hope he can get himself together. Nicole, to me, look like she has a stench. Okay, and I ain't changing it. She looks like she smells. Ray actually seems like he might be a stand-up guy. He might be all right. And as far as Doug is concerned, honey, they're probably gonna lock him up shortly. And Stan is a freak. And that's pretty much all I got. All right, y'all. And I will talk to y'all later. And as always, stay safe, stay blessed, spread love, not germs. Peace. See y'all for Potomac. Night night.